Hey guys, what incredible times. Even I am in awe. I'm in awe. These messages are all starting to really come together, and I wish we all had more time and I could share more of what happens in my world and how I receive the messages I do. And a lot of the times, it's with the cards. I, everyone's path is unique, and my path is I have a lot of cards. It's just been part of my path, and that also to me has really been part of school for the fool. I mean, all the cards. I don't have time to study them all. I just don't. I wish I did. I wish I had time to sit down with every single book and just dive right into them. And in my perfect world, I would have time for all of the things I want to do, but that's not where my life's at. I have responsibilities in the 3D, and I don't have all the time that I would like to spend here. But I also have realized that that's part of my gift. It's just part of it. Because if I had time to read all these books, when they sent me the messages with the cards, it wouldn't be a surprise to me. I wouldn't believe it. And a lot of the times, I have no idea the messages in the cards, and I read them and I share them here with you, and I'm in awe. And that's how I'm able to sit here with you, and it's part of my path and how I believe because of what I've been shown. What I've been shown in my path through my experience. If you would have met me before my awakening, I would have never, ever, I wouldn't even be the same person. I would not be sitting here with you. But I've experienced these things within my world, and I'm here to share them. This is where we're going to start with the message. Mercury has gone into retrograde, and we are in a time of reinvention for the next 3 weeks. It's going to be a little under 3 weeks now. And this is the best way that I know how to relay the message. So we're going to get the message, and then we're going to, of course, get a little bit more information on the message. Mishaps are like knives that either serve us or cut us as we grasp them by the blade or by the handle. Now, we shared the message of it, but here was the part that I didn't read because, of course, these messages are a couple pages long. But it says, it is also a fortuitous time to connect with a lover from the past. It is a time to revise, reinvent, and renew. And it's the creation. We're creating the Two of Swords, the peace. And there's the masculine and feminine. And it's connected to the moon soul. And it is also connected to the 6th house routine. That's what we are activating here. Now the moon soul is the high priestess. All things must come to the soul from its roots, from where it's planted. Saint Teresa of Avila. What does your gut say? The moon asks. This card is about mystery, feeling, and hidden messages. The moon is receptive. It governs intuition and self-protection. Its placement by sign and house indicate those areas to which are the most emotional or sensitive. The moon represents what is felt instinctively and what is at the core of our emotions. The moon is our soul, showing us the intimate side of who we are, representing security, the home we grew up in, and the need to hide away and recoup our energies. It's also the female principle that is darkly moist and yielding, so the moon can signify our relationship with our mother, as well as pregnancy. This card is also about a time where we may have trouble controlling our emotions so that we feel safe. Substance abuse, because of the negative illusions and patterns and what is maybe caught within our past. Because it's deception. But here is another link. An important meeting for you may occur in the evening hours. Pay close attention to the energies that swirl around. It's a good time to rely upon your gut. Believe it or not, we're going to rely upon our gut, and we're going to go to the sixth house routine. And that's the Seven of Pentacles. And this card is related to Mercury. And you know, Mercury retrograde card even speaks about us just blaming everything in Mercury retrograde. And I mean, I can't talk at the best of days, but it's a great excuse. But we know when Mercury goes retrograde, things go haywire to be put back up in our face, so that we're set to the challenge of behaving differently so we can balance our karmic scales and move on. The body is a sacred garment. You must change your usual way of looking at things. The sixth house is ruled by the mutable sign of Virgo and the planet Mercury, which I had no idea. In the horoscope, it is the area of routine in everyday life. It's not much of a dazzling place, as it has to do with the ordinary, but it rules our body differently than the first house, and specifically your health, the digestive tract. This house reminds us what we should do to maintain good health, and the diet does figure into that. We want to make sure that we're putting in foods that are full of electrolytes, that are full of life foods. Because if we're eating death foods, we're going to be creating sickness. If we eat life foods, we're going to be vibing high. And that has to do with tying into the substance abuse of the moon. Because realistically, at the end of the day, we're healing our solar plexus and sacral chakra, which is allowing us a deeper connection to the root, healing with the root. But so that's going to activate one way, but in a completely different way, we're going to connect to the heart, the throat, the third eye, and the crown. Because we are manifesting our best lives, our 10 of Pentacles, our 10 of Cups. So we must be considering our state of health. We may be even running into people that are experiencing health issues and just being shown, we must take care of our health. Our routine, paying close attention to our routine and what we do in it, that allowing us to live our highest vibration, because this is the Seven of Pentacles. This has to do with, yes, we have to be organized sometimes. We have to tidy up. We have to be clean. We have to throw away the junk. We have to purge. Because this is about our daily work, healing, thought, disconcernment. Now, this card is connected to this card, but these cards are both affected. This is related to this, which is related to this, which is related to this. And there we go. We're all affected. I love you as certain dark things are to be loved, in secret between the shadow and the soul. The fourth house roots. question may be somehow rooted in the past. The fourth house is ruled by the moon and governs the feelings, all the ways in which we are touchy and emotional, dreams and our soul yearnings. It signifies the home, family, and the earliest phase of childhood, even the time shortly before birth when we are still in the womb. It is the babe within the womb. It is the cover that protects us from the world, the house that represents nurturing, giving nourishment, and safety. It symbolizes mothering and motherhood, and also the father who is able to mother and nurture his offspring. The fourth house shows the beginning of the family and holds the memories of our ancestors. It represents the putting down of roots and the foundation to everything in our lives, our heritage and tribal affiliations. It's the house of self, centered and grounded. It's the hidden treasures and place to retreat. Both gentleness and emotional rawness reside in the fourth house. So we're going to be relating to our family issues. We're going to be healing from that, indicating the presence of angels being nearby, doing past life work, past life maybe surfacing. Again, look for reunions and reconnections with persons from your past. The fourth house is also the house of dreams. Imagining and relying upon magic could feature after all. The fourth house is lorded over Lady Moon, mistress of magic and the unseen world. It is now time to use your imagination and make things happen. No longer about fixating, but now we're going to manifest. And this is the Four of Cups. This card is connected to the Four of Cups. And it's constantly being able to remove the stagnant emotions, to being from the past. Because, we love to look at in those things and get high sometimes. We can become addicted to it. We need to learn how to let it go and stay connected. And that's the Three of Cups. Because now it's all about the energies of Aries, I am. And it's going to tie into solar eclipse revolution. And this is how we go from our number 13 to 14. We bust out of that cocoon stage. We're activated with the knowledge of our light and the light. Aries, I am. I guess I'm just a natural warrior. So this card gives us permission to push, just not to push too hard. Aries is the first sign of the zodiac, and the energy of this card is the dynamic trailblazer. Aries is the fire of creation, meaning Aries can be highly creative. Since they are impatient, they are also blunt and to the point. They make no effort to pretend to be something other than what they are. Everyone needs to understand that Arians tend to be genuine people who are not playing into games. In their eyes, they just see themselves as number one. They like to move matters fast because it is represented by the primal human, the one who must protect and defend. They're highly ambitious and want to accomplish things quickly and in a no-nonsense way. And this is the Ace of Wands. This is all about having a good time to get things started. And we're going to get started because we are really giving ourselves permission now to create anew and to leave the old behind. What's not working for us, the old ways of being behind. Not carrying that on anymore. Revolution is actually something that starts in individual hearts. Bill Viola. This card spells out change. Eclipses, both solar and lunar, are the earliest forecasting tools used in astrology. Major transformations were about to happen, And since these eclipses look so dramatic, ancient people greatly feared them. Since during an eclipse the sun and moon give the impression they disappear, the ancients associated eclipses with serpents, believed they were devouring the lights in the sky. From this, the ancients formed the idea of death and rebirth, which is what eclipses are all about. In other words, when it comes to eclipses, something has to die for better things to be born. In the case of the solar eclipse, the efforts are longer lasting. This card is all about removing in our way what's not working for us, and like things that even make us feel safe and comfortable, but they gotta go. Because we are habitual, we want what feels safe and comfortable, but it doesn't allow change. And sometimes for drastic change, a revolutionary change, a change that's going to revolutionize our way of being, and that's what we need. And for many of us that are on this path, that's what we said we come here to do as Starseeds and Twin Flames. We said we would come here to revolutionize the world, the planet, our beings, and we're doing that from creating within to without. And now it's time to begin a new chapter and start a new book in our lives. Because we're getting back what's ours. We're getting back our birthright. And that's to build our heavens on earth. This is about rapid change. This is the 10 of Wands. But the card next in line, it's the 10 of Pentacles. And that's our fortune increase. This is all connected to all these cards we've seen here before. Just some of them are new. The Gentle Gardener. What we're manifesting. Because we're manifesting our field of dreams with spirit. And how are we doing so? We're activating our divine blueprint. And we're becoming the magical map shifter. This is creating our way home and allowing us to fully activate into mission. Because mission makes us feel good too. It's not just our twin flame or counterpart. Our mission work, our life's purpose, that makes us feel good. Feeds our soul with the light. We discussed on our last reading, as the first card that popped on out was a number 12. And we know we're going to be transforming. We're having our rebirths, our transformations, thanks to that new moon in Scorpio. We're going to be grounding our transformations with the full moon in Taurus on the 12th, which is after that 11-11 portal gateway. Shall look forward to the reading for sure. We got the message of the number 11, the awakening. And that's adventures, discovery, travel, meeting destiny. That's what's happening. We're meeting destiny on this path that's unfolding. We know the path that many of us got us here. The path of the lovers. Of the coming together of the unseparateness. And number 33, mastering ourselves. The Merlin, guidance, mentorship, teacher of the old ways. Well, what are we doing? We're creating something within the void. Communication between species, animals, pets, magical companions, and guardianship. We're creating transformation within this void connection. And here's the connection. Glamour, confidence, allure, and charisma. And this is us rocking our true shine, being our true authentic selves with the light. This is us having our transformations. And we discussed how we were going to go from a number 12 to a number 13 to a number 14. And that was activating those spheres of knowledge and expanding out of our cocoon stage. And there's the message of the number 14. Lighting the darkness, ancestors, ancestral line, generational shift. And this is what we're doing. But this is understanding that the old ways have light within them. They have merit. They mean something. They matter. And that they're, even listening to our elders, allowing them to impart some of their greatest wisdoms upon us. Now we still have to use that dolphin energy, because there's a difference between an elder that just wants to unleash and feed their ego and be like, you young timer, or there's an elder that wants to share a piece of their soul, a piece of their experience, a piece of their being, to share that piece of themselves, so that you can have that experience to create with, so you can have a positive charge. And that means something to me. That means something to have a thank you to all the elders that are a part of our expansions and being there for us and raising us with the light and imparting the great wisdom. And this is a really a shamanistic energy. The great shaman, the experience. And even this has been a big mirror to my face of, there's no fear in getting older. You just gain more experience. We face the fear of crossing over, and we understand that we came here to create what we came here to create, and we see what's next. But we stop fearing that because we don't want to ruin what we're creating here with our fear of when we cross over. And for me, this message is really connected to the sword. And I want to get the message of the sword. Oh, look at that. It's because I had those cards in there that I wanted to talk about. Keeping my place for me, guys. And then I forgot. To use the sword is to decide. The blade separates one reality from another. The choice is made and all else falls away. If you find the sword in your grasp, you can no longer hesitate. This weapon requires a clear and decisive mind and a willingness to act. An onlooker may think the sword bearer is hasty and violent, but the most compassionate and responsible gesture is the one that is honest, swift, and accurate. Our first encounter with the sword is at birth, when the cord we share with the mother is cut. This moment defines our separation from her and begins our journey of becoming our true self. We must make these cuts again and again if we are to grow. Decisions shape our life, and the sword is an infamous shaper of destiny. Wow, that's pretty powerful. This sword is connected to the dark and to the light. We discussed we were going to be sharing these messages of these cards. And here it's all coming together of these messages. Because we're going to start anew. We're healing with our solar plexus. And we know because we're doing healing of the gut. Healing of the digestive tract. And how are we doing that? With what is pure for us. We have to purify. And this is as being an empath, not taking on someone else's baggage, their vibrations, knowing thyself, knowing thy darkness, creating with thy light, and being able to cut cords, to use that sword to cut away what you need to cut away to heal and clear these solar plexus. And solar plexus, what are we getting addicted to? Within our digestive tract, within our environments, where do we want to make the greatest change? And it's about understanding our specialness. Not that, oh, I'm more special than you, you're more special than me, let's start separating myself and putting myself in a box. Oh, and like, oh, look, you see it happen all the time. Oh, this person's more special than that person, this. No, that's not what this is about anymore. We're not doing that anymore. We're changing things up around here. This is understanding that we don't need to be competitive. There is room in the stars in here for all of us to shine at our authentic vibration, because we're creating a masterpiece of humanity's song. And we need all of our vibrations within there to create this song, our authentic vibrations. And that's how we stop challenging ourselves to compete with one another and separating ourselves. And because when we do that, we lose connection with people. We lose the chance to connect with our likeness. We are all unique, but we have likenesses within us. We can connect. And we don't want this just to be connecting within our pain. We know we need to use resistance to have the will to cut away what's not allowing us our authentic tune, our authentic vibration, our best lives. And we know deep within our soul. And it's connected to the Ace of Wands and the Prince of Wands, and having the strength to set the inner child free and have time, acting now. Not just creating with that pen, but acting now with that pen. And this is really connecting to the heavens and earth and grounding it in a whole new way. In a whole new way of being, of existing here. And these solar plexus are connected to our sacral chakras and the root. And we know. And then up this way, it's our heart, it's our throat, it's our third eye, it's our crown. So we're going pure. What's no longer for us? Because we're going to shimmer. We're going to shimmer and shine. Now, because I want to finish off, I know there's been so many cards here. They sent me a message through my little cat cards, but I just really want to clear this all out so we can find out what is happening, bring this all together. These little cat cards I travel with so I can read cards for myself or people when I'm on the go. And I really, I like them. And these cat cards flung out, just these ones. And I noticed the message was connected to the Four of Swords in our last reading, and it started off with the Four of Swords. So here we have the Four of Swords. We need to get the clarity. We need the rest now. All this stuff we've been through, we need the rest. It's going to connect to this sword here. And this is connected to the balancing of our karmic scales. This is connected to justice. The light. Our abundance. And here's the Nine of Swords, and it looks almost like he's playing a game with these 9 swords. He's playing the game of life. But this is about being connected to the one sword. Right here. And this one sword that's in the Four of Swords, that's connected to the balancing of our karmic scales, our justice. It's connected to the Two of Cups. And we know. That's what we're doing. We're creating equality, the mere reflection of love. And we have to create with love in our cups. Not that stagnant Four of Cups energy, but that life in my cup, and I'm offering this love and life to you. And there is judgment. And judgment is, how connected are you to the universe? How connected are you to your authentic tune? How connected are you to that sword and what you came here to cut away that's lower vibrational? Because we are making a generational shift. So we're gonna have to shift. We're going on journeys, man. Look at this Hermit. This is how we're feeling. Cold, dark, and alone. But we have our soul tribes. We have the people we connect with. I'm here to connect with you guys as always. Because we're going to take that sword and we're going to spin the wheel. Because we've seen through the illusion of fighting ourselves. And we're going to become friends. This is just the cards, but this is a message. This is who the cards are, what they are. But within this is an image of, you see, creation, the lemon scat, and we've got this cat being a friend with a dog. So we're connecting. We're connecting even to the unlikeliest of creatures that we didn't think we could be friends with, but we are raising our vibration. And there is the sword. The sword of clarity, the sword of the light. Did I have that upside down? I hope not. Just put it back. And there's the 8 cups and the lovers. Because we walked away to connect. And create love from love. And we found it. This is the coming together of yin and yang and flow for healing purposes. There's the meeting right there. And now I must get some messages to go with everything that has been shared here. Alrighty. Guys, thanks for bearing with me. I know these are a lot of different oracle and tarot things coming together here, messages, but it's time. It's time to close this all up and wrap this all up so we can start anew and shift. Shift 2. Oh, and look at that. The 3 of Wands. Motivation. Motivation. The moon, motivation to see through the illusion. We need to see through our illusions. To continue to creating love in that, with love in that cup. I feel like this is healing. This is healing with our parents. There's change. The 8 of Cups. And the Queen of the Ocean, abundance. So we're going to change and connect to our abundance. This has to do even with our insecurities. We're going to walk away from our insecurities. We're going to walk away from what's not of our highest good because we're saying goodbye to sadness. We're saying goodbye to sadness on the path of the moon. And we're being motivated to connect to change. Because it's all about connecting to our opportunities with the Page of Pentacles. And there's our judgment, our self-reflection. It's time to tell our truths. Because this is connected to the 4 of Cups, the boredom within the cup, and we know that's connected to our roots as well as the path of the moon. And that allows us to see through our illusions. You know, it just reminds me of Mac Miller. I didn't know him very much, but some of his songs came on, and my brother was talking about him, and I know that I'd read an article about Ariana Grande being very upset And then just recently, with what has been going on in my life, like a whole bunch of his songs came on. And then I was like, okay, this guy, he overdosed. Solar plexus. And he said, you know, he started off because he was bored and he was in a room. And he decided to be bored. Instead of being bored in the room, why not be high in the room? So many of the lower vibrational things we do are connected to our disconnects. It's boredom. It starts with boredom. And if we just keep creating with what's stagnant in the cup, it turns to sadness. This is not healing our solar plexus. But we have the opportunity, we have the chance to heal our solar plexus. And it's really, you know, in the Four of Cups, in the other deck from this previous last reading. Sorry guys, I know so many readings. You guys are probably like, man, I just want to... Promise, we're starting anew. Want to wrap this up. He's drinking the wrong cup. The cup he needs to be drinking out of is on the shelf, and he's got his cup full of wine in the Four of Cups. Because his cup is not full of love. We don't want our cup to be overflowing with the wrong things because we're bored, and then we're creating sadness. It's about change. It's about change. It's about that 3 cups. And we connect to the Queen of Cups, our sensitivity, and look, she has the right cup within her hand. That cup is connected to love, the oneness, her gifts, creation. And she can transmute these energies. She can transmute all these cups energies. She can just create with them. She's taken all these cups, this Queen of Cups, and she's gonna create her abundance. Because she's got the right cup. And we tell the truth. We tell the truth within our cup. We put that sword of clarity, the sword of the light. With the High Priestess, our intuition. We use our intuition within the dark. We connect to the feminine energies. That's the moon sign. That's our soul. That's why I love reading for the moon. Because that is a very big clue to our true self. And the person that we try to hide away. And the person we expand into is our sun side. So we have our feminine side and our masculine side. And the Six of Pentacles, the generosity, the balancing of the karmic scales, the connection being created. Because we don't have to stay alone in our rooms being bored. This is about moving away from that generation of being disconnected. We're going to reconnect now. And look at that. It's the Lovers. And look at, it's choices. Choices because we decided to allow change. And change is flow. Change is the only one thing that's constant in life. And that allows flow. That is what's happening in this symbol. This symbol is showing flow. The lemon scale. We're moving away from competition. And we're creating loyalty. That's what we're doing. That's the message of what we're growing within the Seven of Pentacles. That's why we're connecting to Mercury. We're connecting to Mercury. And we're reinventing ourselves because we're ending competition and we are creating loyalty. And it's to hope. With the star being here. And it's the hope of seeing a better tomorrow. Seeing these golden ages. Seeing the golden ages. Experiencing them. Being a part of them. Grounding our heavens on earth. Healing with the light. Taking back healing. Healing is our birthright. We're going to manifest our passions back. That's what we're going to do. Two of Wands, the Hermit, Queen of Wands. With the Magician. We are manifesting passion. And we're moving away from our lack of. This is really coming full circle. We move away from our lack of and our loss. We're not going to be destroying things anymore. We're going to be in a time of creation after this. Actually, no, we're going to go this way. We have all 24 of the Chinese oracle's back now. So let's just get a quick message. The monkey. Monkey Yin. Hello, Monkey Yin. The moon waxes only to wane. Water brims only to overflow. Unrestrained, lively, and active, pursuing freshness. The dexterous monkey has a free soul. He likes to climb high to overlook the distance, imagining he's the master of his world and he can run freely and unrestrained. The fairy is decorated with jade, Jew, to remind the monkey not to be complacent or wildly arrogant because the jade is short of full. We must not be arrogant, complacent, impatient, or opportunistic. We must speak and act cautiously, using our patience to persevere. Petty tricks cannot beat great vision. Petty tricks cannot beat great vision. And look, I wanted to get the masculine, and there it is. The rat. Powerful life force between the negligible energies. Cautious, agile, adaptable to adversaries. Team worker. Following the fairy, the rats under her divine protection come in flocks to the top of a cliff. Although each of them looks weak and small, the whole family generates a great, encouraging, and unfailing power full of vitality. So this whole family of rats coming together. They look as if at the peak of the mountain, the rats are overlooking the vast land as if they own the entire world. Fast in reaction, united, live in the moment, flexible and accepting. Look at a problem from different perspectives. And that's what we need to do. We need to come together to look at our problems from different perspectives and solve them. And then the world is all ours because we're all building with our light. It's literally all of ours. And that's what I see within that star. That hope. It would be great to have a world without conflict and dominance. And some of the things that go on here. And that's what we're shifting out of. We're shifting out of those dark ages. We're builders of the light. We gotta see those golden ages. I gotta do some solar plexus healing so I can stick around. 2050 is officially supposed to be the golden ages. I got a little bit longer to go. Inner peace. Well, that's just freaking beautiful. It's the meaning of the two fish. And this card reminds me very much of the meaning of the two fish that's on many of the Two of Pentacles cards. And the reflection. The reflection of the water energies. As well as we know where the koi fishes swimming upstreams to turn into the dragons. We're going against the grain to create inner peace. Lily pond. Simply sitting next to a lily pond, watching the dragonflies soar overhead and looking at the luminous lily pads floating gently on the water, while their translucent flowers open their petals to the heavens, can fill one with the sense of profound and everlasting peace. Lilies grow in many countries and have been given a wide range of meanings. However, one enduring image of the lily is the notion that out of the darkness and mud arises a thing of immense beauty and grace. No matter how much darkness there has been in your life, you can rise into enlightenment and profound tranquility. The sacred landscape wants you to know inner peace is your birthright. Tranquility occurs when you realize that your life is unfolding according to divine planning. Serenity isn't something you have to work for or search for. It already exists within you. To find this inner peace, simplify your life, spend time in nature, and listen to the message of your soul. True peace transcends fear and connects you intimately to the Creator. Breathe deeply and fully knowing that all is well. And that's just to let go of fear and understand our life is unfolding, our experiences are unfolding, good or bad. And we can heal. We can heal, we can raise our vibrations. We can manifest inner peace, and really that's it. It's inner peace to end conflict. Creating with love. And we've talked about so many of these things on School for the Fool for the last year. And I really feel blessed to be here and to really feel like we are starting anew. And what is going to happen as we continue to adventure together and build with our light. I want to thank you guys for joining me here to heal and raise the vibes as we harmonize. Because we're ending conflict and we're creating inner peace around here. See you guys soon. Take care.